All right, folks, I am on the mixed derivatives notes, and I'm going to run through these, so try to follow along with me. Number one says f of x equals, and I'm just going to rewrite it. You already have the original. 2x to the negative 3 halves minus 4x to the positive 1 half plus 5. Notice this is just a rewrite. You have a negative power because your x is in the denominator. Here you have a positive power because your x is in the numerator. All right, so let's get to it. F prime of x then equals 2 times negative 3 over 2 x to the negative 5 over 2. Subtract 1 from the power. Notice here's a wall right here. It's a subtraction. So now I move on to my next one. Minus 4 times 1 half x to the negative 1 half power plus the derivative of 5 is 0. Okay, so then f prime of x then equals negative. Okay, if I multiply straight across, this ends up being positive, negative 3 rather. Notice this x is going to go in the denominator because of the negative power, and then you should have a root. So this is the square root of x to the 5th power. Minus, well, 4 over 1 times 1 over 2 is just, ends up being negative 2. And notice, again, the x is in the denominator because of the negative power, and I should have a root, specifically the square root of x. All right, so that takes care of problem number 1. Okay, so if I move on to problem number 2, this requires a rewrite. Okay, so you have the original one. I'm going to jump right into the rewrite. Oops, sorry about that. So for problem number 2, the rewrite is y equals 5 minus x squared. That entire chunk of information is raised to the 1, and you'll notice that it has a root of 4. Okay, so then y prime equals, there's a 1 right in front, like that. Pull down the 1/4. Let's go 1 less, so negative 3/4. Inside has to stay the same. This is your brick. 5 minus x squared. And then that brick has to disintegrate. You're always going to be multiplying by the derivative of the brick, which is 0 minus 2x. So minus 2x. So what can you do? You can combine this 1, this 1/4, and then also this negative 2x, multiplying straight across. Your y prime then equals negative 2x. And then combining these 3 gives you a 4 in the denominator. I'm going to extend that out. Notice this chunk of information has to be in the denominator because of the negative, and it has to be a root. Okay, so if you look at your original problem, it said the 4th root, which means this one too is going to be a 4th root. And it is 5 minus x squared cubed. Okay, all right. So let's move on to problem number 3. As I said, I'm going to move through these fairly quickly. Problem number 3. Okay, if you look closely at problem number 3, and I'm going to write this out because I want you guys to see it. This is a product rule. You have something with an x in it times something with an x in it. Okay, so that your derivative tells you it's like 2 kids playing Monopoly. One of the kids can take a turn, 12x, but when that happens, the other one is watching, either 2x. Plus, now the one that took a turn the first time is going to sit back and watch, while the other one takes a turn. And every time I say takes a turn, you should be taking the derivative. So this is an exponential copy, either 2x times the derivative of that power, which is 2. Like that. Okay, I'll allow you guys to simplify problem number 3. All right, so let's move on to problem number 4. All right. let's write that down. 200t minus 30 e to the negative 0.3t. Okay, again, the reasons that I'm not writing these down is you should be looking directly at these problems as I'm doing them. So f prime equals, again, you have all this information and then wall, right? So this is separate from what happens on the right. Okay, so the derivative of 200t is 200 minus, now here we go, pull the 30 out, and then here's an exponential, so we're going to copy e to the negative 0.3t times the derivative of the power. It's a two-step dance, so times negative 0.3. Okay, so we're almost where I'm going to take a break, which is problem number 5. All right, so 5 will be the last one for this particular video. I don't want to cram too much on here. And 5 reads g equals the natural log of 3x plus e to the x minus pi plus e to the negative x squared. All right, as I said, you need to just keep reading until you see a plus or a minus wall. So this is the first thing I take the derivative of. Keep going and wall. That's the second thing I take the derivative of. Keep going and wall. There's the third thing I take the derivative of, and that'll be the last. So I need to do them separately. G prime, the derivative of the natural log of 3x, according to the natural log rule, 1 over 3x. Whatever's after the natural log drops to the denominator, times the derivative of 3x, which is 3, plus, moving on. E dx is its own derivative, but we can use the exponential rule, copy it down, times the derivative of this x, which is just 1, right? Because there's an invisible 1 right in front of the x. Minus the derivative of pi. If you remember, pi is a number, it's 3.14, so its derivative is 0. Plus, here's our last one, copy it down, e to the negative x squared. It should be an exact duplicate of what you started off with, times the derivative of this power, which is negative 2x squared. And that should be multiplied by that. Okay, so I'll simplify this because I have a little bit of time on my hands. So what is this? 3 over 3x, which is 1 over x, plus e to the x, minus 0, it's not going to do anything, minus 2x squared, and notice this can shift to the denominator because of that negative power, e to the x squared. Okay, again, if I made any error, then shoot me an email. I am human, but hopefully that was helpful.